Ta-da! Hello everybody. First of all, I'd like to apologise. The sound is going to be terrible because rain. It's really, really heavy. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, it's coming down, cats and dogs, and unfortunately I've got a plastic roof in here, so yeah, let me know if it's too annoying. If it's too annoying, then I'll try and move somewhere else, but it's a bit awkward. I'm just going to move some camera angles around because, do you like my new chair? Ooh. And that's the cat. Oh dear. David raining there too, yeah. Right, let's lift this up a little bit. No, that's wrong. Angle. Sorry. How's that? Angle. All right. Have to do. So I can't sit back because of the cat. You can't see her now. Well, you can see a little bit of her because she likes this chair a lot. Let's have a check on the laptop. See what's going on. Fucking hell. Seriously. Jim, beautiful chair, and cat. Thank you. Yes, love them both. Christina saying hello. Hi Christina. Megan, hello. Dan Spanos in the house. We've got Cecilia. Hello. Forever. Farang. All good. Tracy saying the chair's looking great. Thank you, Tracy. And Tina, hi there. Finally got to catch you live. And Greggy Boy is in the building as well. Hi, Greggy Boy. Thanks for popping in. I know you're a busy soul. We have DB70, good evening. Niels, hi, hello Niels. Anyone else watching and needs to sign in the register, do so now. I'll get you ticked off of my list. Dan, can I please turn down the rain? I bloody wish I could. It's not rained all afternoon. It was raining horribly this morning. But it's been all good all afternoon into the evening, and now I'm going live. It's like this, so very annoying. Bougie, hi Bougie, woo! Jim, you guys have been slammed by these mega storms lately. Yeah, if you look outside, I've got an outhouse with a toilet and like a shed storage area. There's two doors, both matching blue doors, really quite nice. But one of the doors is I couldn't shut it because it had swollen, so the wind's now blown it off, snapped the bottom bit off the door, so now I've got to deal with that. I don't really know what to do with that, so I've just left it on the floor. Chang, Louis, hi, it was pouring here in Paris an hour ago. Oh, hopefully it will calm down because it's crap. I hate it. I hate it. So, we are all here to chat, and first of all I would like to know, am I blurry? Because on my laptop I'm blurry, so let me know if that's just me or is it you. And in the meantime, Wayne, greetings from New York. Hi Wayne. In the meantime, I would like your scent of the day please, or night. Okay, it must be my laptop, thank you. Scott, Thomas, you're blurry for me, but I've had 6 Polish lagers. Bougie, not blurry at all. Okay then, it's only me. Brilliant. Scent of the day, everyone. Mine is Angelique by Papillon Perfumery, and this one it's slightly green in the opening. When I applied it just now, I realised it smelled a little bit like galbanum, and there's no galbanum listed, and I don't normally get on with galbanum, but it felt like there was galbanum. But now it's kind of smoothed out because the galbanum has a very distinct dry kind of texture, and now it's smoothed out, and I'm getting a sweetened irisy violet thing that I really love, with just this hint of I guess it must be the mimosa, just giving it a bit of a floral nature. I'm really loving Angelique. I've sent some off today to some friends, so that's why my bottle's taken a bit of a hit, because I sent some off. Well, haven't sent it, I've packaged it up to go. As always, you foxy vixen. Thank you. I think I'm looking a bit preppy in this jumper. And I've got a lot of comments. I'm gonna try and keep up. So Jim's wearing Bull's Blood by Imaginary Authors. Dan is in Tobacco Vanille. Scott is wearing B, lovely. You know I love that. And Tina in Amouage Sunshine Woman. That's a gorgeous fragrance as well. We've got David Paul Wench is wearing Aaron Terence Hughes White Chocolate. I've not heard of that one, but it obviously sounds fabulous. Chang is wearing Purple Oud by Dior. Forever Farang, Amouage Reflection Man. Cecilia is Cafe Cabanel, Tio Cabanel. I still need to retest. I've got my sample and I've been meaning to wear that one and do a review on that one, because it is really nice. For me, quite ambery, tonka scent. Dan saying hello to Scott and Jim. Darren, Stronger With You by Armani. And DB7 is wearing Interlude Man. So there's a lot of Amouages tonight. Sarah Mancera Cedric Boise, because the sun came out for 4 minutes. Praise the Lord. Megan Euphoria, reliving my 90s. Niels Bentley for Men Intense, very rich and boozy patchouli scent. Rachel Theo Fennel, the scent plus Chamard. We've got some layering going on in Rachel's corner. Christina's Tobacco Collection, Rich, Warm, Addictive. That's a really nice fragrance from Zara. Thomas is wearing Cesar. And Frag Hag Linda is wearing Mon Galan Intense and says Preppy is a great look. So, Linda, first of all, well done. Well done to all the winners from Mark's Robes 08 competition. They were announced on Valentine's Day. And so we had Linda and Hilary from the Bureau Nerdy Fragrance Reviews, and Rose, Jus De Rose, Josephine from Jus De Rose are all winners, and they've won amazing prizes. So a massive thank you to all the sponsors. So if Greggy Boy is still in the chat, you've got Greggy Boy from Fragrance Samples UK, you've got Roger Dove, and you've got Aaron Terence Hughes, we've got Gallivant Fragrances, I'm probably going to forget some now, SP Parfums, and Fragrenza, and I can't remember them all, but it was a massive thank you to everyone that sponsored the competition, and a huge well done to every single person that participated, because I think you were all bloody amazing. So we have Eric Gonzalez, Brooklyn Perfume Green Iris. I haven't heard of that one. Robert Crawford, hi Robert, just thinking where's the cardigan? And my scent of the day and scent of the night is Amouage Myths, another Amouage in the building. Shane Mancera Windward for me. Olfactive Stories saying hello. So Olfactive Stories is one of our contestants. Well done you for competing. Excellent channel, do go check her out. She's wearing Rose Kabuki, and a review is coming soon. We will all be waiting for that one. And Linda says, mind blown, so chuffed. Brilliant. So let's get on with what we're here to talk about. So let's start with let's talk about my day yesterday. And it was a trip to London. I went along with Dan, Mr. Smelly, and we were invited along by Robes. Oh, sorry, I mix up the big channels. We were invited by Stephen from Redolessence. He was in London for one day, and he just wanted to get together with different reviewers, I guess, to promote his new line Navitus. And you would have seen Dan and I sniffing those live on video the other night. Actually, that was on Valentine's night. So we got invited along, and we went to London. So let's start off with how the day really started. And Dan had been round sniffing Navitus live with me, and I'd had a few vodkas, and I'm not eating carbs or many carbs at the moment. So what that meant was when I woke up on the day yesterday, I felt ill, which is yeah, it's not great when you're going for a day out to London. So I was feeling rather ill, trying to get ready, and then I suddenly felt overcome by the need to vomit, and there wasn't any time, so I literally ended up hanging over my kitchen sink. I can't believe I'm sharing this with you all. Just hanging over my kitchen sink, and that's when the doorbell goes. So I knew it was going to be a parcel, so I kind of like steadied myself and kind of forced back that feeling to answer the door to the post lady. But unfortunately, as I was sort of, as she was sort of saying, I've got a parcel for you, I went, and I had to explain, I'm so sorry, I feel really sick. So she sort of threw the parcel at me. I signed for it really quickly. Luckily, the feeling of sickness then went, and I unboxed the parcel, and here it is. So I've redone the what do you call it, ribbon. I've just redone the ribbon up so that I can teasingly unbox it kind of like here now. So this is Centauri Perfumes Dendera. I ordered it the day before, so it was the next day delivery, which I think is amazing. And Sweetie just got excited by the ribbon. She's gone to chase it. So here we have Dendera like this, and I'm astounded at the quality. Look at that, the quality and the beauty of this bottle. So let's just take that out. So you get the card in there with the notes, and here is the bottle. So a big thank you to Robert. So Robert is in the chat now. Halves is on this, but he's so kindly letting me keep the bottle for my collection and to put in videos, because I mean, look at that, and that's so generous of him to do that, because the bottle is just something else. I mean, look at that. And that was my scent of the day yesterday. Despite feeling really not the ticket, that is what I wore yesterday. As soon as I opened it, I knew I had to wear it. So that is stunning. And to me, it's a smoky incense with a beautiful, slightly sweet ambery base. There's a hint of rose, and it's definitely kind of like dry and spicy. The longer you wear it, the better it gets, in my opinion. I absolutely love it. Well done, Peter from Fragrance View, for creating the brand and everything in it. Amazing. Now let's have a little catch up on the comments. Shane says carbs are our friend. John, hi John. John Snow's about. And we have Rush, hi Rush. And Dan says I'm always teasing. Yeah, if I can, I will. Savvy says what's up world. Jon Snow's wearing the first Killian. I do not like Dark Lord. Only 5 hours in and it's not going away. Oh dear, that's not a good thing. Robert, I've seen the video in the flat and it scans around. Why are you in the corner yourself as nobody leaves? Claire in the corner. Okay. Shane, nice bottle, yes. Robert, I told you, special bottle for a special girl. Bless you. Another great new reviewer. Do go and check the channel out. Hi, Fragrance Test Tube. Christy is a beautiful bottle. Robert, you're a good person. Isn't he just? He's a lovely person. Okay, that's comments caught up. So what happened next? So then I got picked up by Dan. So Dan drove us down into Rochester to get the train. Problem was we couldn't park the car because you can't actually park at our train station for more than 5 hours there's a maximum time limit. So if anyone wants to get on a train anywhere, the chances are the car park's absolutely bloody useless because you can't park there for more than 5 hours. So we couldn't find our usual, where we normally park in Rochester, which you can freely leave the car for as long as you want. We just couldn't get a space where we can leave the car long enough. So we were driving round and round, parked further out of town, and then had to walk further to the train station, thereby making us a bit late for the time we planned to go and meet Stephen from Redolessence. So Stephen was lovely and didn't seem to mind, and so yeah, we got the fast train, so we can get a train into London. If we go to St Pancras, it's a fast train. I think it's 36 minutes or something, like 30-ish minutes can get you to St Pancras. So it's pretty amazing. So we got that train, and the weather was actually like this. So then we walked. So we got the tube to where Stephen was staying. He had an amazing hotel, a suite. And so we walked in this weather to Stephen's hotel, and as we approached his hotel, there he was in the hallway. In real life, he is real. Stephen from Redolessence is a real human being, and he is just as nice as the man you see on YouTube. There's no bullshit there. The guy is just pure, sweet and kind, lovely person. So it was so nice to meet him. Robert Crawford, I know we're not here for Claire, we're just here for our meet-up, John. Oh, that's nice. I'm just a vehicle for you guys to meet up. Okay, John, how long did it take for him to get his foot out? So some of you might not have seen my pictures on Instagram or Facebook of Stephen's foot, and I'm not joking, his bare foot. And yes, I'm going to get to what happened, because it's kind of funny what happened. Right, the cat's gone, so I can sit back. Might be a little bit more comfortable. So yes. Right, so yeah, so we met Stephen. Chris from Fragmental was already there. Chris is lovely. I've met him now on quite a few occasions, as has Dan, and he is also a really lovely guy. Always a pleasure, really chatty, really down to earth and honest, and kind of useful. He had a lot of useful tips and things for us, and kind of taught us some stuff. So he's really lovely as well. And then we've got some time with Stephen to record a frag chat. So this chair is not very attractive, is it? But I'll leave it there, who cares. So we recorded a frag chat with Stephen, and we decided we wanted it to be sort of fairly informal. I guess to start with, we were thinking it might be like an interview, but then not just make it frag chat, you know, quite relaxed, because yeah, relaxed is always better, I think. So we still asked him a few questions, and he sort of took us around the range of perfumes, and but there was one particular question that I asked him, and I think I don't want to ruin it. So the video will be coming out on Dan's channel really soon. I'm sure he'll have that up in the next day or so. And so I'm not going to ruin it, and I'm not going to tell you what I asked him. Stephen had purple toenails, and we got him to take his shoe and sock off. So down to earth of Stephen to let that happen. We're good sport for doing that, and it was, oh, here she comes. And it ended up a really fun frag chat. So yeah, oh sweetie. So yeah, it was really nice to meet Stephen, and we arranged that all of us that were coming to meet him were going to meet up for dinner that evening. So that was really cool. Oh, I need to take a breath. What it is? Someone guess what I'm drinking. Fragrance test tube, love his reviews. Rush, Stephen is an amazing guy, I love him to death. He really is genuinely lovely. Jason's bucket list saying hi, big hi. Christina, my friend from Madeira. Hi, Christina. Robert, who gave the downvote? What a plonker. Oh, who cares? Who cares? Maybe you can all counteract it with one of those up thummy things. Give me a little thumbs up and then I'll feel less hurt. And we have Hillary in the building. Hillary off of the Bureau, nerdy fragrance reviews. Hey Claire, sorry I'm late to the show. That's okay, Hillary. I need you to do 10 lines though and stay behind. So where were we? Stephen taking his shoes and socks off. So yeah, we had a really great filming session with Stephen, and then we met Monika Cioch. So Monika, if you don't know already, she has a really amazing fragrance review channel. Go check her out. She's just done videos with Chris from Fragmental. They have a very professional channel. Her boyfriend is super wizard at editing and filming, and the pair of them together just have the slickest fragrance channel ever. So do check her out, because she's definitely she's gonna be like she is the next Demi without a shadow, and she's super cute. And by the way, her skin, I know it sounds a bit weird, her skin is something else. Like, it's lit from within and it's so smooth and clear. It's just beautiful, like a baby's bottom. Anyway, she's a beautiful girl, and her boyfriend is absolutely lovely as well. So we met Monika and her fella. His real name I probably can't pronounce, so he said everyone calls him Magic, and it sounds, so his real name sounds very similar to Magic. He's happy to be called Magic, so we'll call him Magic for ease of pronunciation. So I also saw Josephine from Jus De Rose. So she popped in to film with Stephen as well. And Clemence ici, ooh la la, the lovely French reviewer. I saw her as well. And then what happened was, myself, Dan and Chris, we went off to smell stuff in Fortnum and Mason whilst Monika and Josephine did their recording. So we went off, we got an Uber because the weather was horrible. I think we were going to get the tube, but we were going to have to walk for whatever 10 minutes to the tube, and it was like, luckily it stopped here now, but it was, yeah, it was pissing it down. So we got an Uber over to Fortnum and Mason, and we just had a good wander. And we all agree that Fortnum and Mason is the nicest, most relaxed place if you want to go sniffing, because in Harrods the staff can be a little bit aggressive sometimes, and I don't mean that in a nasty way, but they can, as soon as you try and smell something, there's normally a sales assistant saying, can I help you with something? Have you tried this one? Kind of getting on your case. And I think most of us that are really into fragrances would prefer just to wander and sniff at our own pace, rather than have someone that requires our attention, or that's giving us their full attention. It can be sometimes, what do you call it? I can't find the word. But anyway, challenging, not quite. It just can be annoying, I guess. So in Fortnum and Mason, the staff, it feels they're trained maybe in a different way, but they're very lovely, they're very gentle. They're definitely there. There's plenty of staff. They're very present, but they kind of just stand there. They smile. They interacted with us when we were kind of chatting, but not in a pushy way. It was a really lovely young man who we were chatting to. He was just being genuinely himself, talking about the fragrances he likes and doesn't like from different ranges. And then in the end, he was really kind, because I found one fragrance I really liked, and I'm going to share that with you now, because he was kind enough to get me a sample of it. And that is this one. So this has been out quite a while. So it's Lorenzo Villoresi Firenze, that's the brand, and the fragrance is called Kama Surabi, and it's an eau de toilette, Kama Surabi, that one there. Backup bottle bars. Why do essays do that? I know. I think it's in a way often they're training, or it's the competitiveness if they're on a commission to be on you rather than one of their colleagues getting anything you buy. Shane says those essays are annoying. Just leave me alone. Jim, the Roger Dove lady at the local Neiman Marcus is like that. Really annoying. Backup bottle boss. Do they want to make a sale? Do they think you're going to pocket a bottle? Yeah. Well, their role is not security. I mean, even if they saw you steal, they should be trained not to be. They just have to tell security. They shouldn't be getting involved in that shit. DB70. Yeah, I understand the essays, but on most occasions, I just wish they'd leave me alone. Yeah, I'm the same. I just like to be left alone, and then if I need help, I will ask for it. I think it's my preference is just that to have a presence. Give you a smile if they see you, and then let you ask if you want help, but that's just me. So I'm going to spray this one, Kama Surabi, and we'll just spray it on the card because it's an absorbent material, so it should be okay. And this one is a white, to me it smelled like a white floral incense fragrance with a little bit of spice. And I just looked it up on Fragmental, and it's there's no incense listed. It's actually supposed to have leather in the base, which I didn't really notice. You have got quite a lot of florals in here, so I felt that it was mostly jasmine. We have sambac jasmine, rose and orange blossom, tuberose and ylang ylang in the heart, with daffodil and sandalwood. So that's a lot of florals. Normally, if there's a lot of florals, it can be too overwhelming for me. But this doesn't do that because I think it's actually the sandalwood that's giving me that incensey feel. So you've got sandalwood, amber, leather and patchouli. It's been out since 2015. This is a really nice floral woodsy incense amber, but it's not a really strong or thick amber. I think it's just lending it a little bit of a platform for the florals. I really like it. It's a bit peppery as well. So that was my discovery from Fortnum's. I yeah, really enjoy that. So I'll be giving that a full wearing. That one, I'll be giving that a full wearing soon. Maybe I'll make a review out of it. That'll get about 5 views. But who cares? Cheers. Okay. Backup bottle boss, scent of the day, Santal Masoya by Hermes. And let's now move on. So when we finished in Fortnum and Mason, and we decided to go to the pub. So we had to use Google Maps to find the nearest pub. Luckily there was one just down the road, and we found a really nice old-fashioned traditional type pub, the kind of pub that would in the olden days have spit and sawdust, as they called it. It was just really nice. It's quite busy but not overwhelmingly so, and we managed to get a table, and we had a couple of beers while we were waiting for Terence Hughes. So Chris had invited Terence Hughes along, and Aaron was going to be filming with Stephen as well. But before that, he was meeting us in the pub. So Aaron turned up. We'd had about 1 or 2 pints, I think, or we were maybe on pint number 2. And I put keto off for the day because I won't bore you with the details, but I needed carbs. So I was off keto. So that's why I was able to have a beer. And yeah, so Terence Hughes, he turned up. He had a big box of fragrances. I think he was dropping them off with Stephen, and let us smell a few things. So I got to smell Slut, which I was really desperate to smell because I love I just love the sound. I love the idea of someone asking you what you're wearing and you saying slut. So yeah, we got to smell that. That was very strong on the nerolies and the citruses. So it was actually very much kind of like Dan's kind of thing because he loves his citruses. I'm sure if you got to know it and it developed, it has probably a lot more going on. But very citrusy, very bright, very quite a loud, fresh citrus. So that was quite interesting. We smelled a couple of other things from him, and then we got an Uber back to Stephen's hotel. We met up with all the others, and then we arranged to have dinner, and we found this, I think it was a Greek, yeah, it was a small Greek restaurant. And really actually amazed, on a Saturday night we managed to get a table for 8 of us and had the most beautiful food. So I had some lamb, and there was lots of like this really lovely fresh pita bread and tzatziki. I've like honestly got the worst garlic breath in the world. And yeah, food was really fantastic. It was really great to just have everyone around the table chatting. It was just really nice, really fun. And then Dan and I had to get we actually were running late for the train home. There was a few options for getting the train home. The very last option would have taken ages and involved several changes, so we didn't really want to take that one. So we wanted to take an earlier train, and so it was a bit of a rush to get to the station. Then when we got to the station, we literally got to St Pancras dead on the time the train was departing, or supposed to be departing the platform, but we didn't even know what platform to find, and St Pancras is quite huge. So we were running around St Pancras, literally running. My foot was killing me. I don't run, by the way, and my foot was killing because my boots had been rubbing. I'll show you my war wound in a minute. If you've got a foot fetish, this is a stream for you, because you've got Stephen's feet and now you're going to get mine. So I'm running and I don't run with a massive blister, a gaping open wound on my foot. And then luckily the train had been delayed by a tree down on the line previously that evening, so we actually ended up being too early for the train, and we had 20 minutes or so to have a drink in the pub before we got the train home. So who wants to see my scar? Let me know. Do you want to see my gaping open wound? Don't be rude, I'm talking about the scar on my foot. If you want to see it, I will reveal it. In the meantime, I'm going to take a sip from the Devil's Cup. Okay, so no one wants to see my scar, fine. I was kind of wanting to share that with you all, but that's okay. I'll forgive you. Rush, next time make Dan carry you on his back. Oh, he's strong, he's not that strong. I need to spend a lot longer on the keto diet before we can manage that. Shaver-Fon, any truth to the rumour that Stephen is in the country to recommend a fragrance for Boris Johnson? He certainly didn't mention that. The Centurion, oh, go on then. Can I show? I'm going to show you my scar. Disclaimer, if you're squeamish or easily offended, you might want to look away for a moment. And I'm going to get my leg up. Where is it now? That's Sappho, isn't it? This is not going to be as exciting as I kind of like. Now it's actually, oh, can I show it to you? There it is. Oh, what are you doing, sweetie? The cat's coming over. I'll just try and show it to you. There it is. It's kind of like just an open graze, really. Ow, my leg's just cramped. Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Robert, I bet you thought I would have something to say about your wound, get the scar out for us to see. Yes, I said scar. Yes. Larry, if those bottles of Navitus don't start moving, you could always use one as an antiseptic for your wound. Stephen's in the building. Hi, Stephen. Just tuning in. Hope all is well. It was such a pleasure meeting you. It was absolutely a massive pleasure meeting you, Stephen. You are lovely. Mwah. Rush says, ouch, yeah, all these feet lately. Haha. Stephen, your feet's becoming quite famous. Your foot is becoming quite famous, you know. Backup bottle boss, hate those kind of cuts. They're the worst. Take forever to heal. Yeah, even in bed, just having the sheet laying on top of it was sore. And then today I couldn't put shoes on. I don't have any plasters because I'm not one of those people that has the things I need in the house. So I don't have any plasters. So when I went out earlier, I had to wear sandals. So sandals in a storm, yeah, that's me. Scott Nasty, yeah. Rush saying sending love to Stephen. Jim, I wasn't on Instagram today. What happened to Stephen's foot? Well, it's not that anything happened to it, but we've kind of made it famous. But you need to watch when Dan releases the Frag Chat. That's when you're going to find out exactly what it's all about with Stephen's foot. But yeah, I think that was a really, really fun video. So I can't wait for everyone to see it. It was great. But yeah, so Stephen, if you're still here, are you in Spain now then? I think Spain was your next stop. Stephen, bless him, been all over the world. Yes, he's in Spain. All over the world. Busy, busy, busy bee. And barely getting any time to actually go and explore. So that's a bit sad. But he's going to Paris, and I said, you must at least get out for a little bit and see a bit of Paris, because Paris is so beautiful. I can't wait to go back myself. We're so blessed to live where I live, because getting to Paris is so easy. I went when did I go? Last year I went around the February time, and the year before as well. So yeah, I think I'm due another trip to Paris actually. Rush, when your baby girl wants to paint your toes, you let her paint your toes. That's been a great day. Exactly. That's what I say. That's a sign of a good dad. Painted toenails, definitely. So I think what I'm going to do is move on to smelling some stuff. So when I got in yesterday, there was 2 notes from various delivery companies to say they'd left parcels with the neighbour across the road. So that's exciting. And one of those things was, I'll show you the box. I've actually taken it out of the box now. So this was an eBay purchase, Tainted Love from Prada. It's been out a few years, and I think it's had some different names. So the box looks like that. And don't worry, it didn't come empty. You also get, with these bottles, you get a pouch that you can, I guess you can transport your bottle in a pouch. So see, this one's got lips all over it and a little Prada label. It's kind of cute, not necessary but cute nonetheless. Might be a good bag to keep samples organised in your handbag. Then we have the bottle. So I've decanted some out because I split this bottle. I'm sending some off to a few fragrant friends, so they will be posted tomorrow. They're all ready to go, and this is now what I have left. I might split some more because I really don't need this much. This is 100 ml. I don't need this much perfume, but let's be honest, none of us need this much perfume. Do we? But this, I really like the basic yet classy, elegant look of the bottles. And you have the magnetic cap and the Label is texturized, which is quite nice. But do you want to know how it smells? Because I can tell you if you want. Let's have a little look at the comments. Backup bottle boss, leave parcels with my neighbour. Oh, we throw in hands over that. I'm not sure what that means. Does that mean that's not a good thing? Isn't there a soft sell version of Tainted Love? Yes, there is. Yeah, they've quite a few of their fragrances are named after classic songs. Shaver Fun, do we need that much perfume? You're talking to a community that has over 100 bottles apiece. I know, but it's still a valid question. I think we know the answer as well. Okay, a couple of people want to know about the smell. Right, so come on, let's do this. So I have worn it. I wore it today. No, I didn't wear it properly because I hadn't had my shower, and I just doused myself with it this morning before popping out. To me, it's ballpark. If you want to know ballpark, it's Missia by Chanel, Lipstick Rose, Frederic Malle. It's not as rich and sweet and vanillic as Lipstick Rose. Lipstick Rose to me is just a touch too linear. It doesn't really change, and it's very much a rose violet and vanilla powdery thing. This is slightly more interesting, not quite as sweet. It's a bit chalky, so I guess another ballpark would be the Maison Violet Pourpre d'Automne, because I also get a chalkiness with that. Kind of reminds me a little bit of many years ago as a child, Swizzles made these sweets. They were lipsticks. They came in a plastic tube to look like a pretend lipstick, and you took the lid off and you could suck them, and they were a chalky, sweet, fruity taste. It reminds me a little bit of that actually, which has only just come to my mind. And there's something else running through that kind of cuts through the little bit of sweetness there is. So it's not mega sweet. It is a bit sweet. Of course, it's roses and violets. But it feels like there's a neutral musk or something that's kind of like, it's not exactly savoury, but it's also not sweet. So it's just cutting through everything. Olfactive Studios, sure, tell us what it smells like. Shaver Fawn is saying to Jim that Tainted Love was hit around the same time as Human League's Don't You Want Me. Billy Idol was also huge at the time. Tainted Love, ooh, Tainted Love. Okay, I probably shouldn't do that. Yeah, shall I look up the notes for you, because I don't actually know what the official notes are. To me, the obvious notes here are rose, violet, musk, and maybe a little bit of vanilla, but it's not mega vanilla-y actually, just a bit. Prada Tainted Love, I'm going to Fragrantica. Powdery, floral, woody, fruity, sweet. And we have, so it says it's a reinterpretation of the synthetic smell of lipstick with accords of violet and musk. And we have, oh, this has got pear as a top note. Kind of, but not really. It's definitely not like a juicy, natural, voluptuous pear. If anything, it's a pear flavoured sweet, and it's not that strong. There's also peach and raspberry in here, which I think just give it an overall fruitiness. I don't get on with dominant peach. If it's a very noticeable peach, I generally don't particularly like the fragrance, and I really like this one. So I would say the peach is very understated and just helps to give it a fruitiness. You've got rose, violet, musk, and orris. So it's not a groundbreaking, amazing, you've never smelled anything like it before fragrance, but it is a really nice take on that theme. And I think you could own Missia and this and still feel that you're justified to have both. I like it, it's really nice. I don't know what the performance is like because I wore it for a few hours before I then had a bath, so I'm not sure if it's going to be amazing performance, but I will give it a review and let everyone know. But yeah, it's lovely. I'm really pleased to have it, and it's my first Prada, so that's really exciting. Christy says pear is sort of becoming a thing now. I like it. I really enjoy it, a pear note, definitely. There's nothing like a good pear, is there? Jon Snow, Jim and Shave for us slightly tiny bit younger folks is actually a Marilyn Manson version of Tainted Love. Ah. And Mark Robes 08, hi Mark, says, ooh, Prada. Fragrance test tube, do you like Mojave Ghost? I haven't really tried it, but I definitely need to. It sounds interesting. I like the name, really. Backup Bottle Boss, pear is becoming a thing for sure, from cheap to expensive. I just got a random sample yesterday of Angelis pear by Nikolai yesterday. That's the one I was trying to find. So we was in Fortnum's and they've got Nikolai, but they didn't have that one. They did have Musk Intense, which has also got it's got a strong pear top note, but I didn't particularly, I wouldn't say I didn't like it, I didn't love it. I enjoyed the beginning on the paper, but then it kind of, the musk took over and it felt like there was a hint of an alien. It wasn't just like clean musk, there was a bit animalic edge to it. So I wasn't loving Musk Intense, but I'm desperate to try Angelis pear. I might even do a blind buy split. So if I can split a bottle, I might do that. But I don't need any more bloody perfume. Olfactive Stories, love Missia. Missia is gorgeous. I think it's my favourite Chanel. Right, I'm going to have a little drink and then we can sniff something else if you want. Fragrance test tube, almost bought a full bottle of Mojave Ghost, but the love at first sniff was too short-lived to commit. Yeah, you need to love it all the way through, or at least the majority of it. I can handle half an hour of something I don't love at the beginning if it then develops and I start to fall in love, but if it's like 3 hours of me not loving it, then no, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Okay, right, so we've done Tainted Love. And let's do, I've got 2 Gorilla perfumes here. We'll start with the left one. So Lush kindly sent me their 2 of my favourites from their new line, which were initially Florence exclusives. So you could only get these in Florence in their perfume library. But now you can get them in a few of the other Lush stores. I'm sure you can get them online as well. And these are my 2 favourites from the line. So the first one is Frangipani. Frangipani. It's still the same bottles that Lush do. So the lid's usually a little bit loose with Lush, so you wouldn't hold it by the lid. But you can tell they put their money into the ingredients because all of them have very expensive natural ingredients. So for example, if I can read the writing, this is Frangipani, and I don't think I can read it, but I know that in Sappho that's got real orris, real vanilla, I can't remember what the other things are, but really expensive stuff. And so we have Frangipani, that's now at least an hour and a half in on this wrist. I'm going to spray the paper so we can talk about the top notes. So what I really liked about this is the top notes has a massive almond. It's a sweet almond And it's kind of like, that's what you get immediately, like nothing else, just pure sweet almond marzipan. Basically that marzipan note doesn't hang around that long. Let's just check what's going on my wrist. So on my wrist it's musky and deep, rich, slightly sweet, it's a touch vanillic but not too. It's kind of difficult to describe, so I'm going to look it up again on Fragmental. So Frangipani is a flower. It's also a dessert. Lush Frangipani. You get a Frangipani filling inside, I think it's a Bakewell tart, and it's generally a sweet almond, usually like a cherry and almond together. And the reason it's called that is because back in the day, the smell or the taste of that reminded people of the Frangipani, or also known as tiara flower. Yeah, it's really pretty, but it's not so almondy now, which is, you probably wouldn't want it to stay this sweet and almondy for too long, because it would be a bit overwhelming. So I'm glad it's not linear. And so let's get some notes for you. So we've got Frangipani, sandalwood, almond, and Gaiac wood, and tuberose. Okay, tuberose. I would never pick out tuberose, and for me that's a good thing. My guess is it's just fleshing out the Frangipani flowers. So it's an exotic white floral, but this is actually not like a massively sharp, fresh floral. It's more rounded and smooth and kind of ambery, really. It's very delicious. On paper, I've got this quite a sharp, sweet almond. On skin, your skin warms it up and it doesn't seem to feel as sharp as it does on paper. I will definitely be reviewing this because I think it's really good. It does have that Lush feel. Lush have this unique thing that's kind of almost Eastern feeling, head shop feeling. I don't know if it's an incensey thing, something that goes on in a lot of Lush fragrances that make them very, very much, you can tell that's a Lush fragrance. And this has that, but it's actually really, it's properly blended. This isn't just, I mean, some Lush fragrances can feel a bit like they've chucked a load of essential oils in together and not really blended them very well with, they generally in the past haven't used a lot of synthetics, but they do have a really great perfumer now, and she's called Emma. I met her at the Lush event a week or so ago, and yeah, this is really nice actually. So I'm looking forward to testing it properly. I've got so much stuff, it gets overwhelming to get around to testing it all, and I really want to put as many reviews out as I can. But you know what it's like, sometimes life gets in the way, but I will definitely be reviewing that as and when I can, because I really like it. It's good. So it's a massive thumbs up for Frangipani. Can have a little sip and then we'll check comments, and then I will move on to the next Lush fragrance. Robert says, if anyone's looking, there's a good deal at House of Fraser for Frederick Miles, Therese, down from £98 to £62. Parfum de Therese. Okay, so there's a great deal if you're in the UK, House of Fraser, and you're looking for Parfum de Therese Frederick Miles, check it out. Rush resting wearing Prada L'Homme Eau de Parfum in an iris state of mind. That's a really good state of mind, Rush. You might like the next one I'm about to talk about. fragrance test tube saying yes, it's Eva. And talk and review. Nick, hi Nick, Kat saying hi, hope you're good. All good here. Back up our boss. Anyone know if new bottles of Cologne Royale smell the same? Why does it look green on Dior site when it was always clear? Anyone can answer that? Please do. Amy, hi Claire, haven't seen one of your live streams in a while. Finally caught one while I'm in the tub. Hi Amy. So everyone, I want you to imagine Amy naked right now. Amy, you look fabulous. Watch those suds. Don't get up your nose. Thank you for joining, Amy. Rush, Mark, you don't get a choice in the matter. Timmy is staying with us. I will beat old ladies to the ground in order to finally meet you. Amy says, no. I'm sorry, Amy. That was really, really naughty of me. Backup bottle boss. Demaché is horrible. Leave collection privé alone. I'm here. Yeah, you're hearing similar things from Eugene. Who's watched Eugene's latest video? He's a naughty mofo, stealing lids off bottles in stores, spraying his shoe in the store. Hilarious. Spraying perfume in. He sprayed Invictus in one shoe, and I can't remember what the other one was in another shoe. It's which is the best shoe freshener in a shop. Oh my god, he's so naughty. It actually made me laugh. Just kept nicking the caps off, not caps but the sprayers off bottles. It's crazy. Rush, I'm in love with that wine glass. It's an awesome wine glass. Yeah. Yeah, he cracked me up. Absolutely cracked me up, that video that he did. Backup bottle boss. Essays must love him. He is awesome. Yeah, but imagine you go to a store after Eugene's been there and you're trying to test stuff and you can't because all the bloody sprayers have gone. K, yes, it was Yves Saint Laurent's K in one shoe, Invictus in the other. So funny. Oh, but he's got new shelves and he's putting all his display up. It looks really fantastic. I really love the aesthetics of having a whole line or almost a whole line of one brand. I think it does look amazing. My fragrances are all over the show because I only buy what I really like or love. But we're all different in the way that we collect. Okay then, so do you want to smell the next Lush one? You don't get a choice, you're doing it anyway. So this one's called Sappho. S-A, how many P's have we got? 2 P's. S-A-P-P-H-O. Sappho, look at the colour. That is very rich and dark. This is the one where I was amazed at the ingredients. So I'm going to try again to see if my eyes are going to give me any. Yes, so I can see sandalwood. So we've got Jasmine Absolute, Tonka Absolute, Orris Oil, Sandalwood, something else Absolute, I can't read it. I think that's vanilla. Yes, it is. Tobacco Absolute. I mean, anise alcohol. So, I haven't heard of that. Anise alcohol. So, I mean, you can kind of guess how rich and lush this perfume is, but let's look up the notes. To me, it's very much a rich, deep iris scent. Sappho. Lush Sappho. So I've got that on this wrist here. Shall we spray? No, we're going to spray. We're going to get a fresh spray now. There's not many brands that will put all those naturals into a bottle and then not charge you the earth for it. Oh, sweetie. She's just down here. So when you first spray it, this is definitely another one that that really does make me instantly recognise it's Lush. It's really nice from the get-go. You don't have to worry about you need it to settle, you know, it doesn't, you know, doesn't work straight away. No, this one's great from the get-go. So, classical orris entwines with carnal jasmine to enchant deep desires. When smelling this fragrance, Mark Constantine immediately referenced Sappho, a prolific Greek poet living on the island of Lesbos, known as the goddess of lesbians. It's a hypnotic floral perfume of love and attraction. So the perfume again is Emma Dick, and the notes are orris, vanilla, tonka, Australian sandalwood, jasmine, tobacco. So literally the notes are exactly the same as the ingredients on the bottle, which you never ever see. Never. So that's really interesting. Rush, Eugene's video was hilarious, but I'm going to end up cursing him the next time I'm shopping. He hit the very same stores I shop at. Okay, so if the sprayer's missing, you know where to go. John Snow says, oof, that does sound very bloody lovely. Yep, it really is. It's a mysterious scent, I would say. DB70, I hear Lush have discontinued cardamom coffee. Okay, I haven't heard that. That's a really nice one as well. Olfactive Stories, I love their rose jam line and the Twilight one. Also, yes, rose jam for me feels more, I enjoy it more in the shower gel than actually as something I want to wear. It's just a tiny bit too sweet and rich, but I really love the way it smells. But I would enjoy it as a candle, as an air freshener, and I really like the shower gel. Rush, sometimes I just go stand in the middle of a Lush shop and inhale for 5 minutes. Jim, I bought one at Lush recently, made the stupid mistake of not spraying it on my skin, and now I hate it. Do they accept returns? Actually, they do. So unlike a lot of places, if you use something, they won't take it back. I understand, I have it on good authority, that they do have a no quibble returns policy. I think you have to exchange it for something else. So what I would do is go and try a few things on your skin, because the thing with Lush, where they use a high amount of naturals, is they really change a lot. So you cannot judge anything from Lush on its top notes. You have to put it on your skin, and you have to give a good few hours just to make sure that you like all the stages of the development, because they really develop a lot. So I would do that, test them out first, and then go back and swap it for something else. Okay, I'm gonna have a sip, and then we're gonna talk a little bit more about this fragrance. So Sappho then has been on my wrist an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes. It's here. So this is sweetened up now, and I can really get the iris. It does remind me a little bit of the iris in Dior Homme. I would say, if anything, this is a little bit more complex than Dior Homme, or Dior Homme Intense I might be thinking of. Yeah, Dior Homme Intense. This has it's like Dior Homme Intense, but you add some extra darkness, a darker layer, which might be the Tobacco Absolute. The vanilla's giving it a nice sweetness, but because it's a natural vanilla, so it's vanilla absolute, so that means it's not too sweet. It's not like the vanillin that's in a lot of things. It can be a little bit more cakey. This isn't gourmand cakey. This literally smells like the ingredients listed, like a rich tobacco, a hint of vanilla, a lovely rich iris. There's not really any obvious top note to it. There's a touch of freshness actually in the opening. When I smell that compared to that, That's really rich. It's really delectable. It's a gourmand for gourmand. If it's teetering on the edge of gourmand without being gourmand, if that makes sense. So it's got the vanilla and the tonka, and tobacco in a way can sometimes kind of take things gourmand because it can be sweet and rich. It's really, really beautiful. On paper and in the top notes, I feel like I'm getting a touch of violet, but a woody, dry violet, not a sweet, edible sort of violet sweet, which Iris does have very similar makeup to violet, so that's probably that. It's a little bit buttery. It's really beautiful. I like that a lot. I don't know what my favourite is. I think Sappho might be my favourite. Robes away when I'm out lasagna time at my household. Good night everyone. And Claire, night Mark. Thanks for joining us. Tracy's Sappho sample impressed me a lot today. Yeah, it's really, really good. Really liking it. You alright, my little baby? She's alright. Paul says, have you smelt Zara 9? Which one's Zara 9? Is that Rich Woman Addictive or is it a different one? There's an Aventusy one as well, isn't there? But yeah, Rich Woman Addictive I definitely have tested a few times, and I think it's a bargain, and it's a really nice sweet tobacco vanilla combination, I guess. Yeah, I really like that. I'm really looking forward to properly testing it, so I'll definitely be bringing a review of that as well. It smells really expensive and completely unisex. There's no obvious like floral notes. It's just the smooth orris and the tobacco and the vanilla. Nothing particularly feminine, but nothing to make it particularly masculine. So completely unisex. And even the Frangipani, maybe in the opening you might feel that it's a bit floral and a bit sweet, but now it doesn't feel particularly floral. It feels musky, sexy. It's a bit je ne sais quoi. Yeah, really, really loving those. I think they're amazing. So I will absolutely be bringing some reviews. So let's see what else we've got, and then I will try and move this along so it doesn't go on too long. So next up then, well really this is the last thing. I mentioned it before, but I don't think I smelt it with you lot, so I'm going to do that now. This one's Experimental Perfume Club. So that's the box there, and this is the thing that I did with Brendan Magic. Brendan is a magician who is also into fragrances, and he had an invite to come and make a perfume with Experimental Perfume Club in Selfridges, and I suggested, I was in London anyway for the Lush thing, and he'd already said, if you're in London and you want to meet up, let me know. So I sort of last minute got in touch with him, and then he said, oh, if you want, we can come along and do this thing where we have a perfume made for us. And this is the bottle that I ended up with, and you go through different blends, choosing your favourite, and then they make it up for you in sort of the quantity that you like. So this has now had a good couple of weeks to kind of macerate, give it a shake. Do you like that? Giving it a shake. Ooh. Back up, Bottle Boss. Now that he's gone, let me fanboy for Rose and say his female reviewer contest was great for Fragcom. Yes, it was. Thank you, Back Up, Bottle Boss. It was amazing, and yeah, well done, Robezo, eh? Mr. Smelly, hello, sorry I'm late. I had a bit of a gravitas issue that I had to sort out. That's all right, Dan. Thank you for popping by. Hopefully it's all sorted. What have you missed? Well, I'm kind of coming to the end of it now. I've talked about our day out yesterday and meeting Stephen and sniffing around Fortnum's and what else? Meeting up with all the guys, how lovely everyone was. Monika, how lovely Stephen was, seeing Josephine, all that stuff I've already covered. Oh yeah, I showed everyone my gash. Greggy Boy's still here. Hi Greggy Boy, he's still about, he's saying hi to Dan. We were talking about lesbians in a roundabout way. One of the fragrances from Lush, inspired by a god of lesbians or something. Okay, right, so let's have a smell of this one, which is the experimental perfumes that I did a couple of weeks ago. And this has rose, rhubarb and a sweet ambery base. So let's have a sniff of it now. It's had a little bit of time. You're not told to let it macerate, but they do pour one accord into another or one blend into another, and I just felt that I'd like to kind of give it a little bit of time for all the little molecules to kind of get to know each other, you know. So this is what we have now. So the only notes that they kind of let you know about, oh, I think you can find out the more in-depth notes, but it's rose and rhubarb, and I've got amber. I think it's just called amber, an amber base. And it's really nice actually, so I quite enjoy rhubarb as a note, and I think rhubarb and rose actually work together really well. Valedina, hiya, glad you made it. Yeah, so you get a 50ml bottle. They make it up once you've gone through everything that you like, and you choose the one that the combination that you like the most. They can give you more or less of different accords to make it just how you want it. It's not exactly bespoke in terms of starting from scratch, but it is a personalized perfume that's exactly how you want it. And this has a sort of a sweet but slightly tart rhubarb and rose combination, but the amber base does come through quite quickly. There's a hint of smoke, but it's quite sweet. Definitely got lots of tonka, vanilla, it's woodsy. It's quite clean as well. I think there is a bit of citrus in here, even though I opted for no top note. The one that I liked best had no top note at all, just went heart and base. But I still feel like there's something in here giving it more of a lift than just rose and rhubarb. It feels like there is probably some citrus fruits in here. And it's really nice actually, so I'm looking forward to wearing this one. There's probably no point me reviewing this specific perfume, because if you were to go and do this experience, you'd obviously choose the one that works for you. But I do recommend it if you kind of want something a little more personalised. I would check, just go and have a sniff, see that you like the accords, because there are only 6 accords at the moment, so you've got a choice between 2 top note blends, 2 mid note blends and 2 base note blends, but obviously they can be at different amounts, so you could have mostly top note and hardly any mid note and more a little bit of base note, or you know what I'm saying, you can have any amount of either. So the combinations are there to try, and it's not too expensive. I think it's around about 105 or 110 pounds to get the bottle. They put whatever name on it you want, so mine just says Smurfy Girly, of course, and you can get it refilled for about half that price, so it's refillable, so you can go back when you run out and they will refill it with your blend. So I think that's actually quite a good price point, quite good value. and really nice. Perfect gift, really. It might be a bit self-indulgent to do for yourself, but it's a really nice gift for someone who loves perfume, I think, without having to blow the budget too much. Mr. Smelly, be right back. Got to run to the co-op. Run across the road. At least it's not raining now, Dan. Probably waiting for a break in the rain to do that. Yeah, Jim, that does sound amazing. I love the rhubarb too. Valentina, that is so cool to personalise your fragrances. The one you're talking about, your combo. Yeah, so this one I've sprayed here is the one I chose. So I've got no top notes. So your top note options, there was a neroli one. I can't remember what else is in it. A neroli one and bergamot one, I think. I preferred the bergamot one, but in the end, I didn't know that I was opting for the option that had no top note. I just picked the piece of paper that had been sprayed that I liked the most, and it turned out to be all heart and base, no top notes. Can you do more than one combo? You can only choose one of the two top notes, one of the two mid notes, one of the two base notes, but they are adding to the collection. They're just waiting to, they're trying to get a bit of momentum, build up, I guess, a bit more market presence, and then they are going to be bringing in more combinations, because I said you need gourmands, you need gourmand options, and Brendan the magician said you need ouds, so I said no, you don't need ouds. But you know me. But yeah, it's really, really nice. It's a lovely lovely thing to do, and actually I've got something here that I really will enjoy wearing, so that's quite amazing. And that's really kind of it. I think we've gone on for a little while now, 77 minutes. So really it's up to you lot now if you want to carry on chatting, or if I end the stream. I'm just going to have a little swig. Nice. I'm going to get myself to bed quite early tonight. I'm guessing it's not that late, is it? I can probably work it out. I don't know. I really don't know what the time is. Backup bottle boss, too simple in my opinion. Yeah, I can see that. I kind of agree with that. I think they need some more accords to make it more appealing to us frag heads, but I think the average person on the street will be able to make a combination that they really enjoy. And I guess they've gone for quite likeable notes and nothing too weird, so I would like to see them start to introduce some more sort of spices, some gourmand stuff, something incensey. Amy, Claire, what is on your wish list? I want to at some point get Francesca Bianchi's Sex and the Sea Neroli. I like that one. That's on my wish list. I don't think there's too much on my wish list at the moment. Oh, at some point I'd like a full bottle of Sheep Propeller Tan, but I still have 2 good amounts of travel sprays, so I'm in no hurry to do that. I would quite like to have Spice and Wood from Creed, but I will never pay full retail. Oh, there was something. Oh yeah, there's the Etat Libre d'Orange Eau de Protection, the rose fragrance. I really love that, so at some point I'd like to add that to my collection. At the moment I can't think of anything else I'm particularly hunting, but I mean it probably is. I'm not one that keeps lists or anything, so yeah. Have you tried any Arquiste, says Jim? Only a long well, I have sort of sampled them briefly because Bloom carry them. I've definitely smelt them with Thomas when I've gone to Bloom. The one that I used to love was one of the very early ones, the what's it called, the suede vanilla one. Is it Architects Club? I think it's Architects Club. I got through a couple of samples of that way back when, and I loved the vanilla in it, but I wanted a bottle, but I kind of got past it. So I feel like I don't know if I'd really like it as much as I did back then now. My taste is changed, and I find if something's too vanilla-y, it just can bore me a little bit. Dan just messaged me, says Greggy boy, they have run out of copies of Razzle at the Co-op garage, so he's gone to the shop down the road. Oh, funny. Oh, well, Dan's got his own place now, so he's free to do whatever he wants with no one bothering him. So, yeah. I'm sure he'll appreciate your comment, Greggy boy. Any other comments or questions or anything before I close this one down? Let me know. I've kind of run out of fodder now. I've talked you through what happened yesterday. I've gone through the new things. I have got all of the Navitus range here. So if you want, I could talk about I've got two favourites. Absolutio, which is the Bertrand du Chaffour Gourmand that's got the almond in. And I think it was Oud Luxuria, which despite having oud in, quite like how that one develops. Amy Claire, that sweater looks very classy on you. Thank you. Yeah, it's kind of preppy. I've got a little bit of colour here. It's kind of preppy, I think, but yeah, I quite like it. Thank you. Christy, making a dinner you would hate. Fish. Mr. Smelly laughing at Greg's comment. That was between you and me. So yeah, I mean, I could smell, I might smell Oud Luxuria then. Yes, yeah, it's kind of like sailing clothes, Amy. Valet, I really, really want to move to England. England looks and sounds amazing, but this Brexit, what's it called? Brexit, yeah, sounds a little scary. So can I get your opinion on moving to the UK? Well, are you okay with the rain to start with, Valedina? Whereabouts are you based? How's the weather where you are? Britain has definitely got a lot going for it. Yes, it's possible Brexit might cause some issues. Maybe it will cause major issues. But at the end of the day, we'll survive. Oh, bloody hell, this is so strong actually. So this is Oud Luxuria. Yeah, I mean, it's all right around here, I guess. It's got some, like most places in the world, it has got some really beautiful parts, and it also has some really shitty, shabby parts. So it depends what you love. Do you love countryside and trees and fields and stuff? In which case, there's certainly plenty of that here. If you go to a city, you're going to get something completely different. So Oud Luxuria. Shall I look up the notes? So Stephen told me yesterday that Oud Luxuria, both the ouds, contain natural oud, or he said natural oud accord. So my guess, and I could be wrong, is perhaps there's oud and some other things to bulk it out so they don't have to use too much oud, which is obviously a very expensive ingredient. I don't think it's on Fragmental, so we'll have to go to the website. Anyone going to Essence this year? Let me know, because we can meet up if you want to, of course. Navitus. Navitus. Let's see. Just going to look at the website. Dan says England is okay, not good weather. Yeah. Yeah, I think it just depends. I wouldn't say don't do it. It depends what you want out of where you live, really. Home. Right then, Oud Luxuria. So I think this is a rose one. Okay. Yes, rose oud. Turkish rose, orange, pink berries, leather, cinnamon, saffron, more rose, jasmine, osmanthus and geranium, natural oud, incense, labdanum, amber and musk. So basically all the ingredients are things that I quite like, apart from I can struggle with oud and I can struggle with leather, and sometimes osmanthus, because osmanthus can smell leathery and apricot-like at the same time, and I don't always like a dried fruit smell in fragrances. So let's see if we get any of that. I don't get any dried fruit. I do smell oud for sure. I feel like I smell it quite strongly in the opening, but it does calm down. And it does remind me of the kind of ouds from the Bortnikov fragrances rather than the ouds from department store fragrances where you know it's synthetic. There's definitely a very distinct difference. This kind of oud to me is a bit like walking in the countryside. Someone's been muck spreading, which sounds bad, but I prefer that to those sort of cheaper synthetic ouds where I can't even pinpoint how it smells, but it makes me feel nauseous, those kind of ouds. Valentina, I'm tired of the US. Jim says, Dan spent a summer in Washington DC, you'll never complain about an English summer again. Oh, we have Chad in the chat. Hi Chad from A Gentleman's Journey. He says, hello sexy individuals. Hello chat. Christy's fish is ready. Good night everyone. Have a lovely evening. Night Christy. Enjoy Din Dins. Valentina is in Miami, but I'm used to rain and hurricanes. Yes, but you're also used to much warmer, much warmer climate. I would definitely move to Miami if I could. I think I'd love that. Oh, Stephen's still here. Oh no, Chad is in the chat now. There goes the neighbourhood. Yeah, Chad, you're bringing the tone down. You haven't even barely said anything. Phaedra, hi everyone. Greetings from Washington. Chad says, shut up Stephen or I'm going to tell my wife to talk to your wife and you'll be in trouble. Amy, I'm with you on oud. It can easily make me feel nauseous. Okay, so I get an incense from this. It kind of reminds me a little bit of some of the Atelier des Ors line. There's a couple that have a really nice ambery type incense going on. It reminds me of that. It's not mega sweet, but there's definitely some sweetness, which I think is coming from the rose and maybe from something slightly ambery. Let's have a look see. So we've got spices and pink pepper. It's a very dry fragrance, and I remember with Stephen yesterday saying it's making me thirsty, I need water. It's really dry. It's actually reminding me a little bit of Portrait of a Lady now I think about it. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, is this the one that's got cumin in it, Stephen? It's dry, spicy. The rose is definitely there, but it's not mega rosy. The leather's not coming out just yet, not to my nose anyway. And it's very incensey. And yeah, I'd like to try this one on skin because I think this might be a bit sweeter on skin and maybe a little bit more moist, or certainly less dry. I could be wrong. It's making me thirsty again, Stephen. It's a good job I've got that. So Stephen confirms, yes, this is the one with cumin in it. Christina, Claire, thanks for the chat. I'm going to bed now. It's 1 AM where I am. Well, thank you so much for staying up so late to watch that. I really appreciate that. Good night. I hope you sleep well. Valet, going to Essence Festival in New Orleans, Louisiana. Yeah, so we have Essence. I can't say it. It's ESXENSE, I think, or CE. And it's a perfume. Basically, it's a perfume trade show in Milan. But Essence Festival in New Orleans sounds fun, so I'd quite like to go to that with you. I haven't been to New Orleans. It's definitely on the bucket list. Chad, I don't think I'm going to repeat what you just said there. Dan saying he's a big fan of Navitus for Freshie fans. Yes, and Navitus is the one I feel is more dominant, more Mandarin dominant, but it's actually got quite a few different citruses in it. And Hillary, Chipotle was just delivered and now I can finally sit down and listen. So I take it that's your dinner. I thought that was a sauce, but what is that? Tell me, Hillary, tell me what food you've got, because it's important. I'm a bit hungry because, so I went back onto keto today, following a small, what do you call it? I had a break. I had a little break from keto yesterday. I'm back on it today. So what that means is, what did I have for breakfast? I skipped breakfast. I had leftover broccoli and pork for lunch, and I cooked up some chicken. Onions are not really that keto because they've still got a fair bit of sugar, but I chopped up one onion for the whole lot, and there's like another 2 meals there, so it's not too bad. And some spice and some salt, but I didn't have anything to have with it because I didn't want to go out in this weather to get food. So chicken and fried onion, yeah, it was really shit actually. So I didn't eat much. You know, when your food is so crap that you just eat the minimum to stop you feeling hungry. Well, I did that, and now I'm hungry again. I might have some yogurt. But I'm getting some deja vu here. I might have some yogurt. That's what I said last time. So I might have some yogurt. Oh, did I have yogurt for breakfast? No, I didn't. I haven't had any yogurt today, so I can have yogurt. But you don't need to know that. Hillary, it's like the Subway of burritos. Like you just pick whatever you want in a magical bowl of deliciousness. Oh, I see. Okay, so it's a burrito. So Chipotle then I guess is a brand name or the company, like a Subway. Like you go to Subway, you can go to Chipotle. Is it Chipotle or Chipotle or Chipotle? Either way. So you have a bowl of stuff. Sounds good. Chad says, excuse me, but I'm keeping it clean, Ms. Claire. I don't know. Stephen, will you be holding me in your arms when I come in April, Chad? Is that really keeping it clean? Is it though? Or maybe I've just got a dirty mind. So Dan, Mr. Smelly, if you're still here, when is that frag chat with Stephen going to be up on your channel? Because I think people are really intrigued about Stephen's foot. So do let us know when that's going to be up. I can't wait to see it back actually. I think it was fun. Yeah, so Oud Luxurious is, for me, it's like there's 3 main components, all in equal portions. You've got the rose, incense, and the oud. That's simplifying matters massively. But there's a spicy aura surrounding all 3 components. And it's very woody and very dry. So that's a really interesting fragrance. It's definitely one that's caught my attention from the line. If you're all still happy to play, then I will talk to you about the other one I like, which is Absolutio. Right, so Dan's saying it's rendering. He wanted to upload it this evening. I guess it's taking its time to render or upload or whatever it is. Claire's lives are so much fun. She has the coolest, funniest people in her live chats. Thank you, Valentina. I love the people that come to my live chats. Honestly, it's the most fun. Really, really enjoy it. Dan's saying since he upgraded his camera, videos take hours to render as his laptop can't cope. So it's going to be tomorrow now. Okay. I really look forward to that. So everyone look out for it because it is a good one. Greggy Boy says he can't wait. So let's have another little drink. And I'm gonna just sniff. I'm gonna sniff Absolutio. Let's find a thing to pop that down there out the way so I don't confuse it. That's got a smell to it. Everything's taken on scent. No, that's clean. Chad, when are you guys coming to Toronto? Traveling for me is expensive and I don't have all that much money remaining since I'm married. You've got a wife to support now, Chad. Keep her in the luxury lifestyle that she deserves. Bless Neela. I think she deserves all the treats for putting up with you. So we're smelling Absolutio. This is the one that is by Bertrand Duchefort, and it's a very sweet one that has almond in it, and that's why it's got my attention, because almond. Dan says, Chad, you seem ever so slightly cynical about marriage. Chad says, excuse me, but I'm the best thing that has happened to my wife. I heard she's had a terrible life. Okay, I'm only kidding, of course. Right, so let's find Absolutio. A state of absolution is a state of truthfulness of self. A release from consequence liberates the spirit and allows it to roam without limiting fear. I don't know about that, but we have notes of almond, saffron and cinnamon, apple, toffee, ambergris, oak moss, caramel, chocolate, driftwood and musk. So what I like about, before we even smell the perfume, what I like about this note breakdown is you've got sweet and you've got stuff that's going to cut through that sweetness. So you're not going to be overly overdosed in sweet stuff, because as much as I like a bit of sweetness, I don't like it too sweet, and I usually prefer something that's got a, that's got something that will cut through. So this one does have ethyl maltol in it. Stephen confirmed it to me, which is the same ingredient that's in Baccarat Rouge. This is not the one that gets compared to Baccarat Rouge though. To me, I can really tell there's ethyl maltol in there. It's kind of like a sweet candy floss note, or a cotton candy if you're over the water. And the almond is just about coming through now. So the almond to me isn't obvious from the very first spray, but it starts to come through quite quickly. There's a spice, and you can smell the cinnamon, I would say, but the cinnamon isn't doing the thing that some cinnamons do, which I have explained in quite detail and grossed some of you out with in the past. So I'm going to say it very, very quickly. It doesn't smell like a tramp's groin. So that's a good thing, right? Chad says, don't be mean and rude, Claire. That's me and you don't need to stoop to my level. All right, I will rise above you then, Chad. Yes, so there's a sweet and spicy nature to the opening of this fragrance. It's not too sweet. It is about as sweet as I'd want it to go. I wouldn't want it, if it went any sweeter, it would be too sweet. So bear that in mind if it's one you're thinking of sampling. It's definitely quite sweet. so it's a toffee note. There's actually toffee and caramel listed. Can I tell the difference between toffee and caramel? Probably not. There's a toffee caramel kind of thing in here, which is blending with the cotton candy. And there's just a hint of fruitiness. I wouldn't specifically say I get the apple right now, but there's just like this overall, there's just this little hint of fruitiness. Chad says, anyone here familiar with Atkinson's? Just curious since it's a British luxury brand. I'm not that familiar with the brand. I've only ever sniffed it briefly. I think Dan has, Dan's got, have you got something, Dan? Greggy Boy definitely knows about Atkinson's. And yeah. So it's sweetie, cotton candy, caramel. Quite feminine, I would say. And that little bit of spice from the cinnamon. That's kind of all I'm getting on the paper at the moment. It's going to take time for it to develop and the other notes to come through, I think. But it's really nice. Fragrance Test Tube says, I bought a bunch of Atkinson samples recently and I quite like most of them. Not blown away yet though. Okay, I think that's it for me. I think I'm done. I would like to thank you all so much for coming along and joining in and making this fun and special and enjoyable for everyone, I think. So thank you, and I will say good night. It's been a pleasure. Cheers, Jim. Cheers, Dan. Thanks, Eva. Cheers, Scott. Good night. Night, Hilary. Night, Stephen. Lovely to meet you once again. Mwah. Look after yourself. Don't be too busy. Night, Greggy Boy. Love you loads. And that is it. See you all in the next one.